Back in the mid-2000s, when Nintendo would put out a new game, a lot of the time they'd put out a website to go along with it, as part of the marketing for the game. It's absolutely fantastic to browse these websites today. They look so retro, like forgotten time capsules back to a different world. These websites would include things like screenshots, descriptions, downloads, stuff like screensavers, wallpapers, and even buddy icons for ancient chat programs. Sometimes Nintendo would even include games on these websites. These were actual licensed Nintendo games, and as such, I think I might have stumbled upon some of the most obscure, yet official Nintendo games out there. This is so awesome. For a brief period between late 2005 throughout late 2007, Nintendo ran a page at nintendo.com/arcade called the Nintendo Arcade. The Nintendo Arcade grouped together most of the games that Nintendo created for its websites, so you wouldn't have to know the individual web addresses or even visit the pages at all to play the games. They were all right here in one place on Nintendo's website. In this video, I thought it would be fun to check out some of these games and see what they're like. It wasn't easy to find these games, and it definitely isn't easy to find a web browser that still lets you play these games. I'll try not to get too technical here, but all of the old Nintendo websites are long gone. You have to use a website called archive.org to access ancient snapshots of these websites. It lets you revisit the web just as it was back in the mid-2000s. Unfortunately, most of the games from Nintendo's website were not captured in a way that allows us to still play them. The good news, though, was that I've been able to find an alternative method to access some of the old games from Nintendo's servers. The way I did this was by pulling up a list of every single file archived on Nintendo's media server, media.nintendo.com. From there, I sorted this list by Shockwave flash files and went through everything on this server one by one to figure out which files were games. There was a lot of non-game content on the server, so it did take some time to sort out these files. Most of these flash files are either advertisement videos or other interactive advertisements that Nintendo created for its sites over the years. I wouldn't recommend you go out and try and play any of these games yourself. In order to use flash files like this, you have to use a hacked web browser that still allows Flash to be run. There are no modern web browsers that will still play flash files. Adobe officially abandoned Flash back in 2020, and by using this software, you're opening up your system to some serious dangers. I highly recommend you don't try this unless you know what you're doing. I'll show you what these games are like though. No worries. The first game I checked out was Dr. Mario Vitamin Toss. While this is an official Nintendo Dr. Mario game, it has some of the most simple and easy gameplay that you can imagine. The goal of Vitamin Toss is to help Dr. Mario exterminate the viruses by tossing vitamins into the vials. To do this, you click on the launch button to start moving the vitamin, and the goal here is to try and stop the vitamin when it's over the corresponding color on the meter. If you stop the pill on the correct color, Mario will toss the vitamin into that color's vial. If you toss it into the wrong one, it grows back. You've got to work as quickly as possible to kill all of the viruses in all of the vials. This game was released as part of the promotion for the Game Boy Advance release of the 2-in-1 cartridge Dr. Mario and Puzzle League. This Vitamin Toss game doesn't really have much to do with the Game Boy Advance version of Dr. Mario. The Game Boy Advance version is just a standard Dr. Mario game with updated graphics. But nonetheless, I'm sure Nintendo was just trying to play it safe here, not trying to make a game that could compete with the actual game. It's a neat little game to click around on for a little bit. You'll probably never see this game on any list of games in the Dr. Mario series, but here it is. It's real and it's official. The next game I checked out was Mario Party Advance Bill Bounce, a game created to promote the Game Boy Advance release of Mario Party Advance. So this is a mini game taken from the game and remade in Flash for the web. The goal of this game is to jump around and bounce on the bullet bills to get a high score of at least 2,000 points. You use the keyboard to control Mario, and what you're trying to do is to bounce on as many bullet bills as you can without touching the ground or getting hit by them. Your score gets multiplied the longer you're able to stay hopping on them, and you'll have to land a lot of the jumps to make that 2,000 point score and win the game. I like this one. It's fully featured with sound effects and even music, which is sort of rare for these types of games. It's higher quality than you'd expect. The next game I found was Mario Party 7 Air Hockey. So what this one is just a standard air hockey type of game. It's really surprising that Nintendo would put this out because it is a very low quality game using some of Nintendo's flagship characters. So the reason why this one's so bad is because the physics are very poorly programmed. The puck is constantly getting stuck on the paddle, and it hops around the screen all the time and feels very clumsy. There's no accuracy here, and it's almost impossible to hit the puck with any sort of speed. The AI is super accurate, and whenever I score, it feels like that's just because it let me score. It also likes to get the puck jammed too, and when that happens, it just appears right in the middle of the table on its own side, giving it the perfect shot. The background looks strange here as well. Bowser and Toad are in some sort of living room that looks straight out of a stock photo. This one's so weird. Next, I found a couple of games created to promote the Game Boy Advance release of Mario Tennis Power Tour. Mario Tennis Power Tour was kind of a strange release, which is a very story-heavy installment in the Mario Tennis series, where you play as either a boy named Clay or a girl Ace. You've got to make your way up the ranks at the Royal Tennis Academy. These minigames don't have much to do with the actual game, except for the fact that you play as the boy character Clay. In the first game, Bicep Pump, the goal is to rapidly click the mouse to pump up a big spiked ball. You want to try and keep it suspended in the middle of the screen and use it to hit the different balloons as they float by. This is purely just a high score game, where you've got to find the right balance of mouse clicks to keep the ball hovering in the air. If you accidentally hit Clay with it, he's incapacitated for a couple seconds. The yellow balloon gives you 1 point, red balloons give you 2 points, and the blue ones give you 3 points. The next game, Reflex Rally, is a glorified rock, paper, scissors tournament. This one's supposed to build your reflex skills. The game starts off by throwing a hand sign at you. From there, you're supposed to click on whatever hand sign you want to use to counter it. There's no time limit to click a sign. Instead, you're supposed to just do it as fast as possible so that you can get through a bunch of them to get a high score. Usually in rock, paper, scissors, you can't choose your hand sign after the fact like this. So I'm going to go ahead and make the call and say that Clay is a no-good cheater. The next game I've got for you is a real gem. This is Donkey Kong Country 3 Barrel Blastapalooza. This game was created to promote the re-release of Donkey Kong Country 3 for Game Boy Advance. This here is a very strange game. So in Blastapalooza, you've got to click down below on the barrels, dragging them around to arrange them in a way that once you hit the fire button, it'll send Dixie and Kitty blasting around the stage, hopefully hitting all the coins. This is a very strange game, and I'm not exactly sure who this would be aimed at. To me, it feels like this game is for toddlers. But that doesn't make a whole lot of sense because Donkey Kong is actually a fairly difficult game once you get into it. It's definitely not designed with toddlers in mind. I don't know. I don't think they put enough thought into this one. It's such an incredibly unchallenging game, and there's only one single level here as well. It wouldn't even be so bad if there were more levels to it, but nope. It's just the one level, and it's a pretty crappy level at that. Alright, the last one I got for you today is another Donkey Kong game. This one's created to promote the Game Boy Advance game, Donkey Kong King of Swing. King of Swing was a very unique entry in the series. You'd use the L and R buttons on the GBA to sort of swing Donkey Kong through the levels, breaking barrels and collecting bananas. It was kind of fun. Now here in Hurling for Distance, you've got to click Donkey Kong to make him spin around, then click him again to make him launch a rock. The goal here is to get that rock as far away from you as possible. This is done by hitting the rubber tires that are along the way, as they'll make it bounce and keep it in motion. This one's not so bad. I mean, it's not gonna thrill you or keep your attention for more than a few chucks, but it's way better than Blastapalooza. Games like these will probably never exist again, which is why I find it interesting to take a peek back into history and remember these simpler times. These are weird games. Can you imagine Nintendo putting out something like this today? I don't think so. To me, these feel very much like remnants of a bygone era. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like on it to let me know. And if you're new to this channel, I do all sorts of cool videos just like this. So hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications so you'll always know when I upload a new video. Thanks so much for your time today. I'll see you guys soon in the next video. Goodbye.